Hi, good morning and welcome to this Instagram page. If you're watching me on Facebook, welcome. Briefly this morning, I just want to show us the correct application of a chemical relaxer. Some of you might know it as a perm, but it's not a perm. A perm is different from a chemical relaxer. A chemical relaxer. The first step is when you grab your relaxer, whatever kind of relaxer that you're using, the first step is to actually go read the instruction. So I didn't just discover, I've always known this, that the majority of us do not like to read. We always like to ask people, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? I tell people, just go read it. First thing, grab a chemical relaxer and read the instruction. I'm a professional stylist. I am a licensed cosmetologist. And so we're only allowed to use certain relaxers that you can only get at cosmetology stores, at some stores that provide products for licensed cosmetologists. I use a Firm or Mizani. Those are the two that I use. And so the first thing that you want to do, even if you're doing this by yourself at home, which is not recommended, but let us assume that you're doing a chemical relaxer at home. You grab it and you read. Mine says, for fine and color treated hair, my relaxer timing should not exceed between 10 minutes and 15 minutes. So it means that if your hair is very fine, if your hair already has color, this chemical relaxer should not stay in your hair more than 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes, the maximum. If you have medium to normal hair, 15 minutes to 18 minutes. It shouldn't stay more than that. If you have very coarse hair, then it should not be more than 22 minutes. That is the time that the relaxer is supposed to stay in your hair. And now I'm going to jump to the application. When you go to apply relaxer on somebody's hair, let's assume that you already divided the hair into 4 different quadrants, 4 sections. What you want to do is that initially you want to stay away from the scalp, half an inch away from the scalp. That's it. So let's assume that this is natural hair. You're relaxing this person's hair. You're staying half an inch away from the scalp. And you're applying it. You're staying half an inch away from their scalp. Always stay half an inch away from your client's scalp. What is the reason why you're doing that? Some people are overly sensitive. Very sensitive. You don't want their scalp to burn. Some people, as soon as you put it in their scalp, you know, they start dancing and singing and giving you all kinds of demonstration. It minimizes the amount of irritations, the amount of sensitivity that they experience. And I know that some people will be like, oh, but if I don't apply it, the root is not going to be relaxed. You just need to follow the procedure. Half an inch away from the scalp. When you finish applying it all over the head, you go back very fast and then apply it on their scalp. You go back and then apply it on their scalp. That's it. And after that, depending on your hair type, you follow the instructions. Don't leave it for 1 hour. Don't leave it for 45 minutes. Some people will be like, oh, my hair is very stubborn. I have to leave it for 2 hours. And then by the time 2 hours is up, you have no hair again. Your scalp is on fire. Don't do that. Always follow the supplier's recommendation. Always follow the supplier's recommendation. If you are doing a chemical retouch, let's assume that this client is your regular client and they are due for a retouch. I have seen most cosmetologists just applying the relaxer all over. If your client comes in for a retouch, just as the name suggests, just as that name suggests, it is just a retouch and they have 2 inches of new growth. You are going also to apply it to the new growth, but you're skipping half an inch of their hair, staying half an inch away and applying the relaxer only to the new growth. Do not go back and apply it to the straight ends. The ends is straight already, and that's why most people's hair fall off. That's why most people say, oh, relaxers is damaging my hair. Relaxers is, you know, making my hair to fall off. that's not what we're talking about today. We're not talking about if relaxer makes your hair fall off or not. I'm showing you the correct application. For a retouch, all you are doing is you are just retouching the new growth, which is not more than 2 inches. That's where your 2 inches stop. That is it. And then when you apply it all over, you go back and then you apply it on the scalp. If it's a retouch and you're applying to the straight ends already, you're damaging that person's hair. That's all that I want to show us today. Always make sure you follow the instruction. Leaving it for more than 1 hour or more than the supplier's recommendation doesn't do any good. You're just burning that scalp. God bless you.